Welcome back to another Military Tycoon video, and in today's video, we're going to be doing another tier list. By popular demand, I'm bringing back my tier list series. I'm sure you guys have maybe seen them before if you've been watching for a little bit. I've made a plane tier list, boat tier list, fighter jet tier list. Those videos do really well, and I do enjoy making them a lot, so I've decided, you know what, might as well bring the series back, right? And today, we're going to be ranking about 40 different Military Tycoon updates from S to F tier, obviously ranging from how good they were. The scoring criteria is 1, how good they are, or how good the updates in general were. Like, were the updates enjoyable? Were they super grindy or not? Were they actually fun to do? And 2, was the prize actually good? So like, an event could have a pretty fun method of completing it, but the prize could be garbage, so it wouldn't rank that high. I'll be ranking only the more recent Military Tycoon updates. I'll also be skipping over less major Military Tycoon updates. I'm also grouping multi-part events into one category. So for the Maverick event, let's say, you know, the Maverick event had the Dark Star and the F-18 kind of separately, but I'll count that as one single update. It just makes it easier and more streamlined, and it's basically just how it is. But yeah, 10,000 Robux giveaway at 30,000 subscribers. I'll be doing that if you guys get me to that goal. And without further ado, let's get into it. First of all, the Dune Buggy. It's F tier. Who in their right mind asked for a dune buggy in Military Tycoon? I mean, look at this thing. It's so puny and disgusting. I hate it. It's decent for travel. I think it has like 3 seats. You can have a little squad in there, but like, why would you use this? It's a dune buggy in a Military Tycoon, in a military game. It has a bad gun, good speed and all that, but it's so forgettable. This is what I like to call a filler update in Military Tycoon, something that's just added for the sake of adding things. I'm so glad Military Tycoon is about to stop doing this. They added so many like filler, useless, boring updates just because they wanted to, or because they felt obligated to, just like not to leave us drying out. And honestly, I preferred that. I prefer that so much more, because getting updates of just like something like this, it's so boring. I don't like it. One good thing that came from this update, I'm pretty sure the Dune Buggy update added the spin wheel. The spin wheel is pretty useful for, you know, getting all kinds of stuff, getting gems, getting money, getting boosts, even getting vehicles that normally you cannot get. Actually, because of that, I think I'll move this to D tier, only saved by the spin wheel. The spin wheel is a great feature. I like it. I like it a lot. It helps me get extra gems. You know, sometimes I'll get like a vehicle that I actually don't have, surprisingly. Like, I got the super hovercraft like 2 days ago. Gets me gems, gets me all that. But yeah, Dune Buggy, solid D tier. Then a Sand Hyena, which is basically the Dune Buggy, is an F tier update. Who asked for this? I think it's like 1,000 gems to max out this thing, and it isn't even that good when it's fully upgraded. Like, why would you spend 1,000 gems upgrading this thing? It's not even like as good as an edger. Another dud update, another filler update. It's lame, it's boring. I do not like it. I'm the #1 Sand Hyena hater in Military Tycoon. I hate the Dune Buggy and the Sand Hyena. I wish they were never added. I wish they added something cooler. That about expresses my thoughts for both of them. Now let's move on to something good, actually. The B-29 update, solid high B tier. Only restricted from A tier because there wasn't a lot of content in it. It was just a buildable. But the B-29 is very cool. It's one of my favorite bombers, both in-game and in real life. It's pretty powerful. It was a lot of fun playing with this thing when it first got added. I think I did a live stream with it. And everybody was blowing each other up. It was hilarious. I loved it. I will say that I think its model is kind of ugly. I mean, the B-29 itself is a pretty hideous looking bomber. It's like undetailed, it's weird looking, it's funky, it's silly. But I feel like the B-29 in-game could have looked a lot better, but still, I mean, beggars can't be choosers. We wanted the B-29 so bad. Another gripe with the B-29 is that it took like 4 months for it to be added after it was announced that it was coming to the game. I don't know why it took that long, but it did. Next, the most recent update as of filming this, and that is the Assassin bike. I mean, not the Assassin bike, I got confused. I forgot what it was called. It was called the minigun motorcycle. Yeah, F tier. Long grindy event for a mediocre vehicle. I do not like the motorcycle at all. That's all I have to say. I mean, I don't have to say much about it since it was so recent. I'm sure you all remember it. But yeah, F tier. Now, the Su-47 high A tier event. It was really fun, and the Su-47 itself is alright. It's pretty good. I'd say it's on like the same tier as like vehicles like what, the F-22. Its event was really fun. You had to go through all these little tiny little miniature missions to uncover intel and raid little bases to get closer to unlocking it. That was really fun. I love updates like those. I love quests like those. I love these events. It's actually do something versus sit on your booty and like grind something for an hour and a half. Like, get 60 trillion points by shooting soldiers 20,000 times versus actually doing something fun and interesting to get a cool jet. The Su-47 event, I'm pretty sure, peaked Military Tycoon's players of all time. I think they hit like 22,000 back when it was added, and now we barely cracked like 12,000 after an update. That's great. But still, yeah, great update. That's all I have to say, and let's keep going. F-14 event. Oh, D tier. It sucks. It sucked. It was a long time ago. I don't remember much about it. The F-14 itself is the worst fighter jet in Military Tycoon, and it has a really bad looking model, which I'm disappointed about because the F-14 is a really cool fighter jet. I love it. I've seen them in real life. They're pretty cool. They're awesome looking. And they're like retro, but in Military Tycoon, it looks like a cylinder. It's bad. It has 4 missiles. It's the slowest fighter jet in the game, hitting top speeds of 180. It's undurable. It's completely inviable for combat. I honestly forgot what the event for it was because it was so long ago, and it's only been brought back via the spin wheel since then, so that makes it actually pretty rare. But from what I do remember, it wasn't even that enjoyable. Solid D tier. Now the golden F-16 update, this might be a little bit controversial, but high B tier. High B tier. This was like the start of the modern format of Military Tycoon events, and love them or hate them, it was revolutionary. The F-16 was the first fighter jet added to the game, excluding the A-10 Warthog. I mean, the A-10 Warthog isn't really a fighter jet, so I don't count it towards that. Technically, if you want to be a little dork, the A-10 was the first fighter jet added to the game, but the F-16 was the first fighter jet added to the game. The F-16, I mean, it was amazing at the time. Actually, it was the 3rd best air vehicle behind the A-10 and the warplane, if I'm being honest. The warplane, when maxed out, would still pack up a super F-16 just because, you know, way more durable, more missile count. But it was still great at the time. I still remember grinding that event. I'm pretty sure you had to shoot down B-29s to unlock it, which kind of fits towards the little B-tier pattern we got going on. It was really grindy. I remember doing it with my friend, and it was super grindy, but still at the time, like, it was the first event, so that wasn't really played out yet. It was fun. It was enjoyable. If you remember this event, you are an OG, and I respect you. Super laser truck F tier. I've already whined about it. I've already cried and whined and pissed myself over it in like the top 5 worst vehicles in Military Tycoon video. I've said enough about this thing. I hate it. Its laser sucks. It's completely inviable for literally anything. The Maverick event, solid A tier. The Maverick event was the F-18 and the Dark Star, 2 absolutely amazing fighter jets that are still good to this day, even though this update is like a year old now almost, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. It's probably close to a year old, maybe even a little bit above. I still use the F-18 as my main fighter jet because it's just so good. At the time, when the Maverick event first came out, the F-18 was still garbage. It didn't have the extra lock-on update. I'll cover that in a moment. But yeah, Dark Star, fastest vehicle in the game. Fast, super fast. That's still usable to this day. F-18, it was pretty bad at the time, but it got buffed eventually, and now it's the best fighter jet in the game. It was a little grind-a-thon event, but still, like, who cares if you get absolutely amazing rewards. The Me-28 event, solid C tier. The event was super difficult. I remember I did it in public test, and I just could not be bothered to do it in the main game because of how hard it was. It was pretty doable if you have the golden armored car or the normal armored car, but most players do not have either of them, so it'd be a pain for most of us, including me. I don't have the golden armored car, unfortunately, because, you know, I think I was sick when it came out, and I just didn't make a video on it, nor did I grind for it, which I'm really mad I didn't because it's the best ground vehicle in the entire game. The Me-28 itself is good. It's the 2nd best helicopter in the game behind the Apache, obviously, but still, who uses helicopters besides the Apache? Can't even lock onto people. It's great for ground anti-personnel and anti-naval combat, but that's about it. F-35 event, the first S tier event. I mean, the first S tier event on this tier list. Absolutely amazing event. It was added during Christmas time, I'm pretty sure. You know what? I'll also count the Christmas event with the F-35 event since they were added at the same time. The Christmas event added the snowball cannon and the firework RPG, as well as the Santa Mouse, and I think a vehicle skin for the F-16. I don't remember if there's anything else besides that. But the F-35 event was super awesome. It pioneered the format of, you know, like the Commander X quests. It was the first thing that started to delve into the Commander X lore a little bit. You had to go through all kinds of things, and you'd unlock the F-35, the Stealth F-35, and the Golden F-35, which is still debatably the best fighter jet in the game. I prefer the F-18 for combat, if I'm being honest, but it's still good either way. The F-35, amazing vehicle. At the time when it was added, its bombs actually one-shotted players, which made it absolutely OP, but unfortunately they nerfed it. I'm sure you guys all remember the F-35 event update, so I have nothing else to talk about, and let's keep moving. The Elite Mission update, following the pattern S tier update. It's so cool. I love Elite Missions. There's something else to do instead of, you know, like killing people in Military Tycoon. You can get the Falcon, the Elite Soldier, and the Super Laser Truck. I mean, who wants a laser truck? Am I right? But the Elite Soldier, amazing soldier, the best soldier in the game. Falcon, about 4th best fighter jet in the game. I get Falcon fans act like the Falcon is the best fighter jet to ever be created, but it's so easily killable if you just don't get in front of it. Still added something cool, added a cool fighter jet. I'll admit the Falcon is the best thing in the game when it comes to taking out big air vehicles or slow air vehicles like an attack helicopter or the AC-130 or whatever. Warship season updates, solid A tier, high A tier, high A tier. This added the new Warship format, the battle passes to the game. Love battle passes or hate battle passes, like, they're still pretty cool. I like how for Military Tycoon, they don't actually lock a lot behind the paywall. What they lock behind the premium tiers is vehicles that have already been added to the game, so you're not really missing out on anything. Like for premium tier, you're basically paying just to be able to get vehicles that are currently unobtainable, but are already in the game. From this, I think you got the Destroyer, the USS North Carolina, and the JS Otago. So that's 3 new battleships in one single, quote, update. Obviously, it takes a long time to finish and it's grindy, but I'd say the reward is worth it. Rebirth update, S tier. Added tons and tons of stuff. Added the railgun, added the turrets, revamped the base, basically. The railgun is sick. I love messing around with it. I like to fire pot shots off at people's bases and just either kill them or destroy their electronics. It's very fun. It's very, very, very fun. S tier. Assassin Sniper. I really want to put it in S tier just cause I like her. She's my little girlfriend. I don't know if you guys knew that. We're married. We have a child coming on the way. I'm gonna put it in A tier. A little bit of bias because anime woman. I love anime girls, but still, it was pretty fun. I actually named the sniper rifle that was added to the game the Assassin Sniper. I'm too lazy to put a screenshot of it up on screen, but in the Discord server, Pug Monster was like, "Guys, what should we name the new sniper?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, man, but I'm gonna call it the Assassin Sniper because that's a very basic sounding name." And lo and behold, they added the Assassin Sniper to the game. That's what it's called. There's a little bit of spooky season lore for you guys. I carry this in my loadouts now just because I like her. Don't judge me. She isn't the most viable, but she's still pretty useful. She's better than the Super Sniper in my opinion. She's probably top 5 soldiers nowadays, honestly. But still, this update was a lot of fun to play. I remember it like it was yesterday, the Assassin Sniper and a soldier. We got a new gun and a soldier in a single update. That's pretty good in my books. Now, carrier event. I'm gonna put it in high C tier. A, super grindy. I grinded really hard for this thing just to be able to get it because I came back to Military Tycoon like 2 days before I was about to end. 2, I'm really mad that they added separate carriers instead of revamping the actual carrier in Military Tycoon. It's annoying, right? We wanted a carrier revamp and they just added different carriers to have an excuse to add a new event to Military Tycoon instead of improving the actual carrier. Like, what's up with that? They just left the original carrier out to dry. It's messed up. C tier, it was not enjoyable to grind with. The Kuznetsov is good, but Military Tycoon isn't a game where carriers are even really useful actually. Unless you're just messing around with friends. What are you gonna use a carrier for? Be realistic. Hacker event, D tier. Boring. Just boring, nothing else to add. Yeah, added a pretty useless soldier. How often do you guys use the hacker soldier for its intended purpose? Walking up to somebody's base and opening up their stuff? Oh wow, I wonder what else can do that you carry around by yourself that's also faster and more efficient. Maybe guns? Wow, I never thought of that. It just does something that you don't really need. It's unnecessary. You shouldn't bring it around. It's a waste of a slot. Yeah, and it was a boring event too. Oh, it was a scavenger hunt event, and I hate scavenger hunt events. They're so tedious and annoying, and they're stressful. D tier. All right, the Halloween event. It's C tier. The cat was a fun event, blowing up a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns. But the Katyusha is easily one of, if not the worst vehicle in Military Tycoon. It's slow. It shoots missiles in a straight line. Really bad reload time. Yeah, it's weird. The saving grace of this update is that it added the buff to the F-18. It added extra lock-on, which made it on par of the best fighter jets in the entire game. And just because of that, it's C tier. T-90. The T-90, C tier as well. It was a cool event. I really like the T-90's design. It's a beautiful tank. Beautiful tank. It's not the best. I think it is actually, what is the best tank in Military Tycoon? Obviously, it's the AA tank, but real tanks. Well, the AA tank is real, but you guys get what I mean. I forgot. Oh, wait, it's a buildable. Yeah, I think the T-90 is a buildable. It was all right. It's not the best tank, but it's still cool looking, and I like it. The Dark Star revamp, B tier. High B tier. This didn't really actually revamp the Dark Star. They just added a new texture onto it, which made it look a lot better. Granted, it looked like a piece of plastic before, and now it's actually shiny and metallic. It also gave it a little buff. It added an extra missile, kind of like the F-18 treatment, which made it better at combat. Right now, it has about the same damage output as an F-35, I'm pretty sure, which is actually surprising. But keep in mind, it just has really high damaging missiles with slow fire rate and slow reload. So it's not like it's as good as an F-35 in combat, but that's still impressive. I love the Dark Star, of course, so it's B tier. Armored car event, B tier. The event was kind of boring itself, but added amazing vehicles. Obviously, I don't have to say anything. You guys know the golden number car is amazing. Daily operations, A tier. This is the building block for the battle pass events. Where is it at? Right here. The battle pass. It was the building block for the battle pass building block for the battle pass event, and it just adds a new thing to do every day in Military Tycoon that isn't like boring. You get gems, you get. Oops, I accidentally zoomed in. All right, I had to fix my screen. But yeah, daily operations are pretty fun to do. They're a good way to get gems, good way to just have something to do. A tier. The first map update, C tier update. I did not like this update at all. I think it made the map worse. It added the Tiger tank as well, but like, who uses the Tiger? Who cares about it? The Tiger is a bad tank. It's a World War II tank, right? It isn't viable in combat, but it's still a nice looking tank. This update made the map look like a mesa biome, which I'm not a fan of, honestly. I prefer the desert look a lot more. So just because of the fact, I mean, at least we got something new. That's what keeps it from D tier. Just the fact that we got like a refreshing update. All right, golden AC 130. Very high A tier, close to S tier. I love this event. The AC 130 is easily my favorite vehicle in Military Tycoon because it's just so fun to use. The little infrared camera, it's so fun. It's chef's kiss. I love using it. It's so cool to use. And it was an event like the F-35 and the Su-47, where you had to do little quests. I'm pretty sure the F-35, the AC 130, and the Su-47 are all canonically like projects of Commander X and Military Tycoon. Military Tycoon has a really weird lore. Like, comment down below if you guys want me to do a video on like Military Tycoon lore, because that seems almost interesting. Yeah, solid A tier though. I loved it. The introduction of soldiers, S tier. When they were first added a long time ago, they kind of sucked, but they've evolved to be like a centerpiece and like an icon of Military Tycoon, like a whole new category. And then obviously it was the building block for my wife to get added to the game. My wife, my little beautiful woman. I love soldiers. It makes Military Tycoon feel less lonely. Like you're not it just gives you company, right? I'm gonna do a little rapid fire round for the events that are more boring because this video is gonna be very long. Alvis Stormer, C tier. Blackhawk, D tier. Unifighter Typhoon, B tier. F-117, B tier. F-22, B tier. Gordon Spitfire, C tier. Grenadier, B tier. HIMARS, C tier. Invictus, D tier. I do not like the Invictus at all. Leopard 2, it's a cool tank, but it's brought down to C tier just because of the scavenger hunt. Frigate, B tier. PLO-1, D tier. Terabyte, F tier. I don't like the Terabyte at all, and it's just stolen from GTA. Zuber, D tier. Typhoon, B tier. C tier. Saved by the scuba armor. And Yamato, B tier. I somehow forgot to add an icon for the new map update in this update. So just pretend that, let's just pretend that the Assassin Sniper is the new Commander X map update real quick. The new map update is the best update in Military Tycoon, the live event update. It was so fun just watching like a giant satellite beam down a laser on the map, and we just get something super fresh out of nowhere. I miss that map, honestly. It's been changed so much since then. I really want an entirely new map in Military Tycoon. I don't know how you guys would feel about that though. But yeah, this video's over. It's very long now. Yeah, that's my opinion generally on Military Tycoon updates. So what do you guys think about it? Comment down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you around.